Good evening, fellas. Good evening. Give me 1 second. How you doing, friends? Give me like 5 seconds. I'm just doing something. Just wanted to try out one thing. How are you doing, Leo? Play one game. You had your last exam today. That's amazing, man. What's up with the stress? What's happening? What's the stress about? Let me just try a few things here. So what is the stress about, Leo? I see. I see. See, play one. Good evening, buddy. Hello, Rust coders. You started to learn Figma. Yeah, I've seen that. That's very good, man. That's very good. Figma is incredibly useful. Incredibly useful. Give me 1 second. I just want to take a look at some stuff. I didn't finish any project, but yeah, I used Rust for all of them. Sounds about right. Sounds about right. It's not about, you know, finishing anything. It's about just talking about things, right? Right? We all know that. It's all the only thing that matters is how well you can talk, right? Who cares about building anything, right? As long as you can appear super cool when discussing things, right? That's what matters. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows that. Right? So I'm with you. You know. Why even build things when you can just talk about them, right? Let me just see. I'm actually looking for some stuff. Wait. I'm literally looking for I'm literally looking for some meaningful icon set for TipTap, right? It's so hard to find it, man. This looks reasonably fine, right? No, but I need the exactly same set, right? You can see that once you start using multiple sets, there's a huge discrepancy in there, right? So it's there's shit tons of icons, but I need I need the say icons from the same set for tip tab, because I've wasted so much time on this crap already that it's you know, for example, you can see this crap is missing headings, right? Where the fuck is the heading here, right? So that's the problem, right? So it's so hard to find something that has all the icons we need. And actually, when I think about this now, I think what we're gonna do as well, I think what we should probably do is, like, we should use one heading icon. So just have one that has a drop down. So when you click this crap, there's an actual, but wait, because I think somebody at one point open sourced this, right? So they should have a reasonably fine bubble menu now. Because, you know, doing stuff like this where the menu basically now, I guess they're using Tippy for this or something like that, right? So, I mean, that's one of the... No. Midjourney is really bad for icons. It's still very bad, but we can try, right? We can actually, let's do that. Let's try that, right? That's, why not? Of course, man, I use this thing a lot, right? It's just let's see what it does. It's a well-known term. It's a well-known term. The problem is that these are useless, right? They're not necessarily bad. Let's try a different prompt, right? Generate a set of simple vector web icons for an editor. Simple, no background, right? You have to prompt it, right? I mean, of course, if you have expectation that you're gonna tell it how, you know, generate the icons that I want, read my mind, then, you know, we can't be that lazy, right? We can't be that lazy. I know that this guy has a lot of these icons, right? So you can see these are not terrible, right? I mean, we could even try not stealing these, but right, we could literally, yeah, I mean, technically, right, we could, you know, we could basically do it. So you can see this is not terrible at all, actually. I like this, right? Yeah, I mean, this is an open source library anyway, so when I say steal, I mean we can take them, right? Yeah, I mean, so you can see this is useless for this purpose, right? Because it can't really, you can't be specific. So it's just generating random crap, right? Now, so I'm sure that if we go to Quills, if we go, I guess, download, right? Most likely they have to have the icons here, right? So let's go to GitHub. I'm sure that they have, like, if we go to, there has to be some, if you go to packages, maybe Quill. No, if we go to maybe website, right? They must have the public assets, right? Fonts. So this is the fonts, no images, right? Blog. No. They must be loading these from somewhere. Wait, let's take a look at that. Content, docs, modules. Fuck it, let's search for an SVG. Yeah, here it is, src SVG, right? Yeah, here they are. Logo, external link, drop down, breadcrumb features. Here it is. Okay, assets. Okay, here it is. Yeah, found it. So here's their icons, right? Yep. So we can take this. I think this is pretty awesome, right? So we could basically come here and wait a minute. Assets. I mean, we can technically just download this whole thing, right? So quill packages, quill src. Okay. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna download this thing, and then we're gonna go in there. We're gonna go into this thing, right? We're gonna go packages, quill, src. What was it? Quill src assets icons. Here they are, right? Here are the all. Here's all the icons, right? So I'm gonna extract this to desktop. Beautiful. And then we can I guess open this folder in another. Yeah, in another instance of VS Code, right? Okay, cool. Yeah, that's great, right? So what I'm actually gonna do here is gonna be very simple. I'm gonna say icon format, and I'm gonna suffix all of these. Sorry, I'm gonna prefix all of these with icon format, so we can differentiate these icons, right? Basically, that they are kind of yeah, rich text editing icons. So instead of writing a nodejs script to automate this, I don't think it matters, because we can just, until we write the actual script, we can just do this manually, right? So I'll just do this, and then we're gonna run this through our SVGR, right? So I'll just do this stuff. And we're not gonna use all of them, right? But we'll use many of them. Yeah. We don't have font and stuff. I'm pretty sure we'll never support that, but either way, let's just see, and then we can kind of, yeah, so you can see they actually have the headers as well, so that's awesome. And then horizontal rule is the last one, right? Yeah, amazing. Okay, super. Ah, shit, there's more. How the fuck is there more? Table, image. Yeah, there's a lot of this crap that we'll have to, yeah, shit, man. Table, well, this table, yeah, I mean, let's leave it, because we probably will at one point support the table as well, right? Because I haven't enabled that thing yet, but I will, in fact, enable it, right? At one point, so let's just keep on smash. Well, yeah, should have maybe written that script. It doesn't matter. Too late now. Too late now. Few more, I guess. Storm, my friend, good evening. How are you doing? Icon formats. All right, I guess 6 or 7 more, and this is fine. Icon format. Yeah. Table. And yeah, there we go. Beautiful. Okay, cool. So now we have these fellas, right? And we can simply move them to, so I'm going to do this. We're going to go to our Yale, right? And we're going to go to resources. So I'm going to go src, no, actually, I'm going to go to assets, images, icons, sorry. And I'm going to smack these bad boys over here, right? So here they are. There's shit tons of these files. I don't know what is this metadata every time I download some fucking crap. I don't know why are these created. But I'll just need to nuke them now. And then we're going to run this now through svgr. And that should be awesome. Just finished my 9 to 5 now to my own work. Yeah, man, it's the same. I came back from, well, actually, I went to work, then went for a beer and some meat with a colleague. We went to a place called War Pigs here in Copenhagen. Then I came home, been with my wife and kid a bit. And then, yeah, I just want to finish this tip-tap stuff. So I decided to stream a little bit. Yeah. I'm sorry, I just need to do this. Is it super fun? No, but that's what it is. Not everything can be fun all the time, right? Okay, great. So now, I guess I have to build the icons. Actually, I think it might fail now because of one thing that I believe so, right? Let's see. Yeah, exactly. So I'm gonna go to what is it called? Prettier, I guess, right? Yeah. So I'm gonna build all of these icons. I'm gonna convert them to React components. And then we're gonna do this. Then we're gonna run the format, right? Beautiful. And technically now if we go, but I think shit, yeah, that kind of sucks because I think we're gonna have to do a few more things. If I go to icons now, we should see a bunch of these format icons, and here they are, right? Icon format list ordered. So yeah, we obviously have a lot of them. Now, the problem clearly here is, and that fucking sucks, man, is that, can we somehow... Yeah, man, exactly. I wonder, so what's up with these icons? I mean, they seem completely messed up, right? I mean, the viewport or something is completely messed up, right? Wait a minute, why? Where am I adding this crap? Over here, right? Okay. Give me 1 second. I want to see what is this actually doing. Never mind. Okay, it doesn't affect that at all. Okay, so I mean, these icons that we just got, right? Some of them seem slightly messed up, right? Well, they're not messed up. There's something wrong with their... All right, we'll have to see about that, right? So where are these motherfuckers now? Wait. I was almost happy about it, right? Class QL fill. All right, so what do they do? Give me a second. So if I go to their example, because since we're trying to take their icons, right? Which it seems that they have some class on the icon itself. Yeah, here it is. So they have, wait a minute, button SVG. No, so they don't have much, right? They have a class. So they have this class QL stroke, almost as if they wanted to safeguard themselves against wait a minute. So yeah, they have this QL stroke. So they're adding these things to all of their icons, right? Okay, so weird. And give me a second. And is this the case everywhere? QL stroke. Quill icons. Okay, wow. Yeah, but I don't want to do this. No. I don't want to do this crap. And it seems the repo doesn't exist. Okay. So what it is that we have to do. So wait a minute. So let's inspect some of these icons. So they have a QL fill. All right. So I suppose, right? I suppose like we can take this. Let's see what we can actually do here, right? Is there some style CSS? Is there some CSS file? Tip-tap CSS custom properties. I'll just smack this bad boy here for a moment, right? Just to see how this affects us. All right. I don't know if I need to restart this thing, right? Yeah, man, that's some pretty terrible shit, to be very frank with you. Like, yeah, that's pretty terrible, actually. All right, let's try one thing. Yeah, but that makes no fucking sense. Yeah, that makes no sense. So we can't do that. Ah, oh, dude, that sucks so much, man. Seriously. I was kind of happy about these icons now, right? But not anymore. Yeah, we can't use that. Assholes. Okay. That's a failure. We failed there now. That's what it is. Shit. Wait, let me try again. No, this is not it, right? Okay. Yeah, that's what it is. We can't use that. I mean, the icons are just not... Yeah, they did. You see what they did here? They did some shit purposely, right? yeah, that makes no sense. All right, that's how it is. Okay. All right, well, let's continue with, but I really need, if somebody has the time, try to find us some icons, right? It's not the most important thing now, but it's gonna be. Okay, so let's just, wait. Let me just take a look at this. So what do we have left here to do? Then we need to call a service there. So I guess we're done with this for the most part, with the image part, right? I think so. We should be, I guess, done with that, right? Yeah, exactly. Okay, so last thing that I did. Oh yeah, so last night I forgot I wanted to rename one thing that I did in that previous stream there, right? And that was this is extension active, right? So I'm actually going to call this a little bit different. I'm going to call it is extension enabled. Just want to make sure that shit. Yeah. So is extension enabled. I want to rename these, right? Because that would be more accurate name. So that was good. Let's just do this for the stream's sake. Says extension enabled, so that's all amazing. That's great. Okay, and then we had, if I remember, I created this to do, right? So I think for now we have that done, right? Then we had the link, right? So the next thing was implementing the link properly, right? So if we go to the story, yeah, we have the link here, and we probably want to have unlink as well. So we want to say tool this right dot unlink, I believe. That's at least what we have. Okay, but we can see that the link is missing here. So let's start implementing that, right? Jesus Christ, man. No, actually, that was, sorry. That was here, link, right? Yeah. Okay, here it is. So it's... I'm just going to go to Programmer Network project very quickly, to the front end, sorry. Because I need to take a look at something there. So toolbar, this is the old shit, right? Where the hell did we have that? Tip tap. Yeah, toolbar, I guess. And then somewhere over here we had, I guess. Yeah, get icons. Okay, link. So I guess, yeah. Yeah, okay, here is the link. Yeah, so this is kind of what we need. So I'm gonna grab that and smack it in there, right? And this is what we have to implement now. So it's the link thing, yeah. And then we have unlink, right? So we'll see how we want to do this, right? Do we want to do this as a single thing? Whatever, we'll see about that, right? But I'll still smack this bad boy here. And then I'll comment it out. And then we'll do this. And we'll also do this on click thing in the actual toolbar, just as we did for the image yesterday, right? So I have this little exception in here for the image. So we're gonna do the same with this here, so we don't pollute the stuff inside here, right? So icon link, that's, but yeah, it's icon name now, right? We're gonna say icon link. Okay, that thing exists, yes. All right, cool. Well, I think this is sufficient, right? And then we'll get over here. I'll actually paste this stuff in here, and I'll comment it out as well, because we'll actually need that thing as well to determine the link. All right, cool. And then here we're gonna do something very similar. We're gonna say if, well, actually I'm literally gonna copy paste this thing. I'm gonna say if ID is a link, then, you know, here and click whatever, just alert, I don't know, link clicked, right? Just so we can see if that works. And then we wanna, and actually we forgot to return here, right? Because I guess that's, we also want to return in here, right? Cool. So if we go over here and click on the link, we should get an alert, right? And we do. So now if you want to insert the link in the editor, right? At least if you want to do it this way, we probably want to get a modal, a similar modal like this, where you can type the URL, right? I guess. But then we want to also make sure that we validate that that's a valid URL, right? Etc. etc. So that's the next thing. So so let's maybe, as this logic is going to get slightly convoluted, right? Let's turn this into maybe some functions, right? So let's come here and say const handle add image, right? And yeah, we're gonna, I mean, is that gonna help us much? Not really, right? Because we still have to ask this question here. No, so let's not complicate it. Let's write it there, and then we'll see. Okay, so great. So what do we want to do? Let's figure this out. So so basically when we do this and then click the link, we wanna, yeah, show something where you can paste your link, right? If I go to tip tab back here, I think I had some logic in here, which I don't remember, but could be the logic for actually for that type of thing, right? Let me just see, I don't remember how I did this. And also what we can do, we can go to tip tab link, and just read the docs for the link, right? The link extension adds support for anchor tags at the editor. The extension is headless too. There's no actual UI to add, modify, or delete links. The usage example below uses native JavaScript prompt, right? So yeah, so yeah, we'll have this validate. This is super nice, but I don't think we're gonna have it there. Set link, yeah, exactly. So yeah, so this is great, right? Adds or removes a link from the selected text, right? So yeah, this is good. Okay, cool. So I think this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna use set link, and then we're gonna validate the link before that, etc. Right? Okay, cool. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, cool. So I guess what we want to do here is, I suppose we want to also spawn some modal, just like we're doing for the image. We want to do the modal there as well with an input, and yeah, that input basically asks you to enter the link, I guess, or we should use this cursor input that I built before. Cursor input, right? We had that, right? And this was supposed to kind of position the input on the cursor where your cursor is, right? Let me see how I used this before. How we're using it right now is link input shown, And then we have input position. What is this crap? Okay, use state xy, set input position, get bounding client x and y. Okay, I see. So this is what we had, and this is what worked before, right? Open link modal. Has selection. Okay, how did I determine this before? Has selection, has selection. Get icons, okay? Okay, so this is how I was determining if the, okay, well, we'll still need this crap, right? Maybe we should turn this into a custom hook, most likely, right? Yeah, okay, so let's kind of, so this, we need to do this in steps, right? So what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to go to component, well, actually, I'm going to go to tip tap, right? Of course. And I guess we can create a, I mean, we should actually create this inside of the hooks folder, right? So we're going to go to utils, no. Didn't we have hooks? Yeah, src, hooks, here it is. Use, has, use, has, tip tap, has selection, something like that, right? And that was supposed to be a folder, not a file. So let's try that again. So we're going to say, try that again. So use tip tap has selection. And yeah, we're going to do this index ts. So, and how did I build these other fellas? So what I'm actually going to do, I'll paste this fella in here. I'll paste the context of the existing hook that I have, right? And we're going to name this one use tip tap has selection. And then what is this going to take? It's going to take basically an editor, tip tap editor instance, right? So we're going to say editor from the core, right? And then we can kind of get rid of this crap, all of this and all of this, right? And well, actually, yeah, this is what we want pretty much, right? So I'm going to do this. I'm going to get rid of this. And then here we're going to have some state, right? Has selection, exactly. We're going to say here boolean. We're going to import the use state thing. Do we really need to set the state? I mean, this, yeah, I don't think that we really need this, right? I wonder though. Okay, so we need to use the empty, right? That's good to know. My best man, good evening. All right, so if this is empty, so basically this has to be neglected like this, right? It has selection if it's not empty. It doesn't, yeah, right? Thank you very much for the follow, appreciate it. But I don't think we need this effect, that's the thing. So the fundamental question is, do we really even need this? So we had the editor here. Do we really need to? Isn't TipTap kind of internally handling the state of this? We'll need to see what this is. Use TipTap has selection. Right? Okay, we'll see about that in a second. Okay, so if I go back to what I had previously, we had some modal, blah blah blah. Right? Is link input shown? Then we have cursor input. What else did we have there? We have this input position, right? Yeah. So we're gonna do the same in our story, right? So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go and not in the story, but here in the toolbar, right? So we're gonna introduce some state over here, and yeah, that's gonna have basically x and y, right? So it's gonna be x is gonna be a number. Thank you everybody for your follows. This is gonna be a number as well, and we have a typo. And we need to import the use state, right? Link input position set link input position, right? Something like that, right? Let's just kind of see how I did it before, and then we're gonna improve it. Then we call this, right? Open link modal, get icons. So I suppose somewhere in here I was kind of calling that. If it had selection, open the link modal. So basically, if you select the text like this, okay, let's see, I don't remember how I did this before. Right? Yeah, over here, okay. And then we have this cursor input, like is input shown, set if it's shown, handle add link. Okay, so yeah, shit. Give me 1 second. Okay, that's great. All right, I see. Okay. Okay, so we'll kind of have to handle this there, right? No worries. Okay, that's good. That's fine. I actually like that. So basically over here, right? Do something like this, and this has selection we haven't implemented yet, right? So where was it? Here, toolbar has selection, right? So we were calling this when, yeah, exactly. So we have a hook for this now, right? Okay, so I guess over here, right, we can import this hook now. Hopefully we have exported that. Have we used tip tab has selection, right? Yeah. So we can basically come here and we can say, okay, const has selection. Yeah, I mean, we can also try this before we is text selection. What? Okay, wow, maybe there is a utility for that already. Prose mirror. Yeah. This also, yeah, hopefully works, and then we can maybe remove the hook, okay? Okay, cool. So we had this for that fella, right? And then is link input shown. We had this crap, right? Open link modal. And when was I calling this? If I go here, open link modal, right? Okay. On click has selection. Open link modal. No. Okay. I see. Okay, let's try that. I get it. Okay. So essentially, if I get over here, I'm actually gonna, yeah, use callback editor. Do I really need this is the question, right? And what did I do with open link modal? What is this event? Event is deprecated. Declaration mark. Okay. All right, screw that. So okay, so let's yeah, let me yeah. I'm gonna actually comment this crap out, and then we'll, yeah, let's just forget how we did it before. Let me just clean this up. Okay, so this is now basically where we want to show something, right? We have this cursor pointer that we want to show if some state happens, right? So in this context, if I guess come here, I select the text and then press this, we want to show that cursor pointer. The cursor pointer basically being pointed at where my cursor is, pretty much, right? So this is dialog. No, we don't want to show that. So we want to be something like cursor input, yeah. And how was this implemented initially? How did I do that? We have a position and change and button click. All right, something like that, right? Okay, and yeah, so now what would be cool, right? I mean, maybe we could, since it's called cursor input, why didn't we compute this thing internally, right? Can't we like yeah, can't we do that maybe? Like somehow get the coordinates of our mouse. Let's ask the chat GPT. No, never mind. I guess this is the, yeah. So this event, that's a little bit weird how it was implemented, but I guess event.target in this context is the actual event. So it is the item that it is the maybe the element that we clicked on. Let's take a look at that. Okay, never mind. Okay, so what I'm actually gonna do, if we get back, so let's get rid of that. Let's go over here. Actually, and I'm gonna literally just give it some hard-coded coordinates for now. So where is it? So I'm gonna say position, right? And I'm gonna say link in position. Value, I'm just gonna say https google.com, right? Okay. So it's obviously visible there right now, but I just want to check one thing. And let me actually remove this alert. So where is this? If it has no selection, fill primary text color. And yeah, we actually need to implement now the where was this? Where was my link thing? Here in this previous implementation. Yeah, so link. Which language do you use for backend? For programmer network, we're using Fastify, nodejs. Yeah, so we need to basically work with this open link modal thing. That's what I had before, at least, right? Okay, and where was this? Where's this cursor input? Let's just do some. So, or maybe items center. I'm a JS developer now. I'm trying to develop PHP Laravel, and yeah, I mean, it's enjoy it, right? Enjoy the process. If it's a new language, even better, right? You're gonna learn something new, right? Get a different perspective on it, for sure, absolutely. Okay, so basically, I can see what I did here before. Now the question is, do we still want to do it like that? I guess I do, right? So basically, we have this input. When we do a selection and click the link, we want to show this input where you can input your URL. So basically that is the idea, right? Do I still want to do that? Well, I guess so, right? But let's see if there's a better way to do that, because now we are kind of open sourcing this and stuff. So let's see if there is a better way. So if you click this, we obviously want to set some state that link is shown, right? Etc. etc. So so what would be very nice is, okay, let's ask, is there does TipTab have an API where I can get an X and Y of my mouse of the editor selection? Yeah, so there's something like this, because I think this is what I've been doing before, right? So document.getSelection. No, not really, right? Not really a document. Yeah, so we basically need to spawn this little thing right around the this thing. Do I actually have this anywhere in production? Didn't we have like, didn't we support link somewhere, right? There has to be a link. Then like, or maybe I just haven't used it for such a long time, right? Okay, never mind. So we don't really have it. Okay. And what was this event, I wonder? Okay, let's take a look what this guy says. Okay, editor ref. All right, well, let's at least do some stuff, right? So what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to say const. Yeah, exactly. Pretty much that, right? We're going to say boolean. We're going to call this fella, right, on click. So when we click over here on the link, we'll obviously call this. Maybe we can even toggle it. So we can say is link input shown. We can maybe implement it like that for now. And I thought that I set this link input shown. Yeah, so now, yeah, for this cursor thing, we need to conditionally render it, right? So here we have to say is a link input shown. Right, so now if we go over here, right, obviously if I click it, it's gonna be shown here in the X and Y axis in the top, right? So now the next thing is that we actually show it next to our mouse. So when I actually click, right, that's what they're saying fundamentally, right? So I get that, right? So what I guess what we have to do, right? So here when we click on inside of this event, that event is gonna basically, right? Yeah, let me try this, right? So maybe we don't need that complexity at all, right? So can't I say e dot yeah, so this mouse, right? But that's not gonna be quite right, right? But let's see, e dot ma. Okay, let me ask it. Can shit. No, but this would not give us the right coordinates, right? So we need to. Sorry, yeah, it's fine. It's okay. It's okay. So we need something like this, right? So let's try that. Document.getSelection. Yeah, I mean, that's great, right? That's literally what we want, right? We want the range. So let's say, const is this maybe. I don't think it's like that. All right, so we are in fact getting the coordinates, right? So let's try setting them then, right? So I guess we need, what is it? Yeah. Right? There we go. So now basically the input should kind of be appearing. So, oops. So I do this, right? Yep. So something like that, right? That's what I wanted, right? Yep. And now we can, if we basically want to, right, we can offset these things a little bit. Luminex, my friend, good evening. Just continuing the tip tap thing, right? Getting slowly almost. We're kind of almost done. What about yourself, buddy? How is life? How are you? We don't really need a label here, do we? Right? It's a little bit useless, right? So we don't really need a label. Which overlapping? They're supposed to be overlapping, yes, because it's a link input. Yes, that they are supposed to be doing that. Yes. Label is missing. Yeah. It's an input that appears on top of your cursor, so you can enter the actual link, right? No. It's just that there's a huge zoom level here now as well, which fucks up the things, right? But yeah, no. So this is great, and okay. So this is good. That's literally what we wanted to do, right? That's awesome. Now we need to just use this. Pretty much, if I go back here, right? So this is great. I'm actually very happy with this. Yeah, for sure, man. I'm with you. So somewhere around here, outside something. Yeah, so we need the link it input ref. Yeah, so I still need this crap in there, right? So I'm gonna actually get this in here. Then I'm gonna get this is the hook I wrote, basically, that, yeah, that's gonna close the element in this case if you click outside of it, right? And then if I go back here where I was giving this to the cursor input, right? Beautiful. Okay. So cursor input ref input wrapper ref. This fella is now bitching about it. It's okay. Yeah, I mean, I guess we want to set the ref in here, right, instead. Because if we click anywhere outside of this context, not necessarily just the URL, right? Forward the ref unknown. So I guess we need a type, right? So I guess here we want to say forwarded ref of HTML div element, I presume, right? Yep. Rebecca, my friend. My favorite people are here. Yeah, that's weird. What the fuck? I mean, that doesn't seem right, but whatever. Okay. Okay, there we go. It works, right? So if I click outside, it's gonna work. Beautiful. Okay. So that's literally what I wanted. Super. Okay, great. Okay, so let's yeah. And now, of course, next thing is, right, is that let's make sure that we're yeah, it has selection. I guess let's just print this. I need to make sure that this actually works. Will we add some animation? Honestly, yeah, so this isn't actually correct. So has selection, why is has yeah, that's weird. That doesn't seem correct. Editor state selection dot empty, right? Shouldn't that be? I mean, we could, you guys can also contribute to it as well. You're welcome, right? Okay, so let's assume that that kind of works. Let's assume. And then, yeah, so we had this bad boy here, right? Well, I didn't build a TipTap. TipTap is a huge community, but this is a, I mean, this is a, yeah, this is, I'm open sourcing the Programmer Network's front end into the library, yes. Yeah, should it be below? Maybe, yeah, I think you're right, most likely, right? Let's do that, that's fairly, not now, you know, we can, I agree with you, right? So we can maybe just say, so we can say here plus 50, for example, or something like that, right? We can try some arbitrary value that kind of makes sense, right? No, this is, so not x, the y, sorry. So here we can say plus 50, right? And we'll comment that out, right? No, it's too much. Let's say 25. Yeah, something like this, right? I think this is not terrible, right? Yeah. Would you agree? There we go. Okay. Okay, cool. Looks better. Awesome. Yeah, let's just see why is the icon itself not being activated. Give me a second. I just need to take a look at one thing. Okay, because this icon takes a fill. Okay, I see. All right, so we'll just yeah, so it's okay, right? It's perfectly fine. It's just we're gonna say here, hey, I just need to do this a little bit different for specific icons, and that's okay. So I'm gonna say here fill primary if i.icon name is icon image, and actually it would be better if we use an is this an enum of some sort? No. Yeah, okay, I mean, yeah, I'm not sure. And right, I'm just basically fiddling with this icon here now. So let's wait. Fill primary. Wait, text. Let me just put some arbitrary thing here. Oh, did I misspell that? Yeah, I didn't mean to say text image. Yeah, that's my bad. Yeah. So yeah, I meant to say icon link. Right, my bad. It's called error lens. Okay, great. So if it's selected, highlight it, right? Okay, cool. So that's kind of fine almost, right? So let's go step by step. So that's kind of great. We have to be a little bit specific here, it seems, and it's okay. All right, cool. So then this is what I had before, right? So before, right, we essentially had this editor get attribute link href, right? So what we could do, we could say here, well, hey, you know, if this is shown, well, get the previous URL that if it exists, right? So if I highlight the link already, so if I select something that's already a hyperlink inside of here, right? So then make sure to pre-fill that value input. So if I do this, and then I do this, you can see it should put it in there. It's like, hey, you already have this link, right? So, okay, so that seems to still be working, so that's great, right? But we'll see about that. Okay, so what else did I have? So I had that. Then obviously I had my use form, and obviously right now when we implement this, right? So hey, I click on this thing, and then I say, you know, link here. Well, we want to validate if that's a valid link, right? So I'm going to use my use form inside here, you know, my library that I wrote. If you care, you can take a look at it here. Basically wrote a validation library that works isomorphically with the Fastify, right? So okay, so we're gonna import now the use form in there, and we're just gonna have one field that it's gonna validate. So I'm gonna say const use const form is use AJV form. This is a strange import. What the fuck? Oh no. Use AJV form. Why is it importing it from programmer network using? Oh no, it is an external library. Sorry, it's not part of Yale. It's okay. And here we're gonna say you know, link, which is gonna be a string. Good night, Leo, my friend. I wish you a good night, man. All right, and then here we're gonna let's have type object, properties link, type string, format URL, right? What the fuck happened in here, man? Okay, beautiful. That's great. That's exactly what I want. So now I have my form object, right? And I can, yeah, just as I did here, I can set it, right? So we set it and then we validate and stuff like that, right? Yeah. So I suppose here in the cursor input, right, we're going to use change, and we're going to say form.set, right? And let me see, how did I implement this? What is the interface of this? So what is change? Returning a value. Okay, we'll see about that in a second, right? So going back to this bad boy here, let's just, before we do this, we're going to say value, I guess. And yeah, what was that? But that's great, cool story, man, but that's not what I want. So let's just print this as I type. Cranberry wine, my friend, good evening. All right, so that's acceptable, right? So we get a URL. So yeah, so here I can just destructure in place. I can say URL, and now let's see. Beautiful. Okay, cool. But actually, we don't even need to do that. So here we'll just say input and then I'll say form dot set input, right? What? Wow, okay. Exactly, man. Only 2 million. It's like, why does he even write code, man? What a noob. What an idiot. What an idiot, right? Unacceptable, man. Just tell him to quit already, okay? Oh, it's link, it's not URL. Okay. My bad, my bad. Okay. What an idiot, man. Unacceptable, right? Exactly, man. And this shitty Node.js language, only 2 million requests, right? Who would have thought? Okay, so basically here we have to say, I guess, link input dot URL, right? Okay, going back here. And obviously, right, we need to, the value now is wrong, right? So now we have to say that the value is form dot state dot link dot value, or this if it doesn't exist, right? So actually, I guess we could have that as a default value, right? So now that should be good, obviously. And once we try saving this, well, we should get an error in that case, right? Because that's not going to be a valid URL. So that we need to validate this now, right? And then obviously here we're going to say error as well. We're going to say error, and then as I implemented this library, form state link dot error. Beautiful. So that's awesome, right? That's great. I like that a lot. Should be in URI format. Exactly, right? It's kind of prematurely, wait a minute. Seems to be prematurely validating this without me asking it to validate it. Okay. Should be in URI format. Okay. Exactly. Okay, good. So that's great, right? We'll need to modify that. Okay. So all of that works almost flawlessly, right? Yeah, okay. So what do we want to do? What do we want to do? We want to, yeah. So now when you actually press this button, we need to have someone click thing, right? So when we click on that button, right, we want to try to save that specific state, right? We want to say insert link or whatever. So where is this crap, right? So here, right, on button click, yeah, okay. So since, yeah, we're building this from scratch more or less, let's just call this on click, right, or whatever. So that's great, right? Then we go to cursor input down there, and we're gonna say on click. And yeah, we can have another handler here that's called yeah, const handle, you know, insert link, right? Beautiful. Okay, cool. So yeah, on click we're gonna yeah, we're gonna do this. Beautiful, great, right? And then obviously in there we'll yeah, we'll use the value, right? So we'll do something like this. If the validation fails, right? So here when we try to do this, we're gonna say, hey, if form dot is valid, and is valid is, if I remember, was a function. How did I implement this thing? No, it's a boolean, okay? I remember. So yeah, well, we will actually not do this. I just wanted to validate. Otherwise, right, well, what we're gonna do? Well, we're gonna This has, yeah, no, actually, that's fine. Yeah, and we want to do this, right? I mean, all of these things are called marks, right? In the context of rich text editing. So all of this is stored in an editor state, right? So it's no different than any other state, right? I mean, if you go to Programmer Network Production, if you are signed up already, I hope you are, it's no different than anything else. Like, how do we store, right, any of this, right? How do we store articles, right? How do we store any of it? It's no different, right? How do we store this, right? So it's all really just a editor content state, right? That's then, yeah, serialized, etc., right? Yeah, someone posted that there, exactly. I mean, yeah, he might be a little troll, yes. Okay, so why is it invalid? Is valid true? What the fuck? Or maybe I just wrote that logic. Yeah, sorry. Okay, try that again. There we go. Okay, beautiful. So it works, right? And yeah, if we go back to this bad boy here. So yeah. When becoming a partner, what do you mean? I'm not sure. When a partner of whom? Fuck that, man. I don't give a shit about Twitch. I'm here because few of you are sticking around, right? Partner of his mom. Shut up. No, I don't give a crap about Twitch, man. Or becoming a partner. No, it's not. It's like, I think 70 users or something. But I mean, I don't think I'll ever get that because, I don't stream that much and that regularly, right? So, and that's useless, right? I mean, there's literally no reason to seek for that, right? Twitch financially is a huge waste of time, right? So technically, there's no difference. That these things are just titles, right? So who gives a fuck about that, man? If I was here because I cared about becoming a partner, I wouldn't. It's I don't care, man. I'm here because it's fun. When it's not fun, I'm not here. So if you guys want to support this channel, you should support me on Patreon, right? Not on Twitch. I don't give a shit about Twitch, right? So if you want to support, right, well, support it there, right? Right? Because you can see here I have 3 people basically, right? Right? Twitch is fuck Twitch, man. So much money, Rebecca. I told you, man. It's like it's incredible. Absolutely. Like killing it with you guys are so generous. Don't worry about it. Like I make that in an hour. You can almost buy a single hoodie. Exactly. Almost. Yeah. And then people expect you to stream like 5 hours every day. Ridiculous. When are you going to show us your Ferrari? Actually, CEO Lars of Dream Data. No, don't worry. I mean, I don't give a shit about money or subs or anything like that, man. I make enough of money that I don't need money from you guys, right? If you want to subscribe, do it. If you don't, who cares, man? I don't need it, right? It's more of a, for me, subs are rather showing appreciation rather than me needing it, right? I don't really care, right? If you're a student, don't apply, don't subscribe, sorry. Okay, so this is kind of almost working, right? Yeah, that's it. I mean, it does what we want. The only basically thing I think that we want is, the only thing that we really want is that when something is linked, you should be able to unlink it, right? So I guess you should be able to say, hey, I want to remove this link. So I guess when you come here, so what do you guys think? So now when I do this, only if you feel like it, my friend, only. Because again, like, the idea here is that everybody chips in a bit and pays the bills of this platform, right? That's just the cool idea that I have. Yeah. What do you guys think? If I now hover over a link, should this become unlink icon? So should we turn this icon to unlink? My feelings are more important than the facts. Absolutely. Facts don't even exist. It's all about feelings, right? Clearly. Who cares about facts? Yeah, but the thing is, like, imagine this. You see this. Should you, like, get to this view where you can edit your link? Or should you first unlink and then choose a new link, right? So it's a UX type of thing. It's not black and white, right? It's a user experience type of thing. So if I select this, if this becomes unlink, then you have to unlink, then you have to link again. Let's imagine you made a mistake. Let's imagine, right? Let's imagine that I, by accident, I wanted to link to Programmer Network, but I had a character D in front of it, right? And I'm like, fuck, I need to change that. This way I can just remove it and update, right? So I think what we should do, exactly, I agree. So I think if you want to unlink, we can put another icon here that's literally showing the same icon, just unlink, right? Let me show you. I feel that's a better user experience, right? So if I get over here, right? Here I can have unlink, right? So here I can say icon unlink, right? Something like this, right? So when you come here now, you can, if there is actually a value, right? So we have to also ensure that, fuck. So we have to conditionally show this, right? So if I come here now, blah, 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 right? You get what I mean? Okay. Right, okay, I agree. Okay, so I guess we need to just update the interface of this component, right? So let's say this on save. Exactly, Rebecca, we're gonna have to fix that. So on save, on I don't know. Yes, exactly. This is for the important. Yes, you're absolutely correct. Yes. And we'll have to see in a moment, right, how do we want to name this component, because now the component is too coupled to this actually, you know what, give me 1 second, I just need to think about this for a moment. No, actually I have a better idea. Right? So let's have on click, right? But instead of that, we can get a target on what was clicked on, right? We can use native target, right? Or we can just have a lambda, right? And say here, hey, actually, you know, this is a link, right? And we can have another lambda here, and we can say, hey, this is unlink, right? That way we are enabled basically, so we can say unlink, right? Then here we can have a string, which can be an enum, right? So here we can say enum, we can say cursor click target or whatever, something like this, right? And then here I can say target, something like this, right? The current song is called Out of the Silent Planet. They do not cranberry, no. They're just normal functions with a different context set. Who needs a robot? Okay, great. So this is good now, right? So instead of introducing additional prop and shit like that, right? This is better, right? So now on click, right, we can kind of, yeah, we can be a little bit smart here. So here I can use this type now as well, right? So here maybe actually, you know what the fuck is this? So random potato, that's the way to not have short circuits when that's basically preventing the calling something that's not a function of exploding, right? So that's conditional operator for, it's a conditional operator for function invocations, right? So when you do this, you're saying, well, you know, this might be undefined, so be careful, right? So you can see I'm invoking a function here. It does work for functions, yes, 100%. It does work like that, 100%. Okay, so this is really good. I like this. Now, the only thing we really want to do, we have this type now, right? And I don't like, one thing that I dislike now is that this is called cursor input, which is very coupled now to this linking thing, which means that we can't call this cursor input. And we also have to move this, we need to move this to tip tap, basically. So what I'm going to do, this is not going to be a core component because it doesn't make sense. It's too coupled to a specific functionality, right? And what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to go to index here. And I'm going to remove the export in case I even had it. Is cursor input here? Okay, it's not. Okay, beautiful. That's very good. Okay. And we'll need to rename that to something more meaningful because yeah. So let's rename this because this is now a local component again to the actual tip tap. So let's call this link input, right? Let's call this link input. And yeah, I'm gonna save that, right? But I'm also going to yeah, so this is going to be called link input. And I'm gonna do this, right? That's great. And then we need to change these props. Cursor, so link. This is a terrible name. Terrible name, but that's what it is. I don't have a better one for now, so I'm not gonna lose my sleep over it. Yeah. Okay, so that's great. And what we're actually gonna do to be good citizens of the world, we're gonna move this into the types file, and then we're gonna export this bad boy, right? And then we're gonna export. All right, cool, great. And then now over here, right, if we go to the toolbar fella over here, right? Yeah, this is a little bit weird, so let's reopen that because VS Code can fart out sometimes, right? Okay, so cursor input, this is called now link input, right? So we're gonna say link input, which is kind of, okay, beautiful. And now on this on click, right, this takes this target. I called it a target, and this should be basically what was the types thing? What was it? Link click target. I mean, is that a good name? No, it's a pretty terrible name, right? But when I have a better one, we'll. So is there an opposite of set link? Let's go here. There's a toggle link, right? Unset link. Okay, so I guess over here I want to say, hey friends, I want to say if target is link, let's just write it so it works, then we're gonna improve it, who cares, right? So if we get over here, there we go. So it then unlinks it, it links it again, right? Yeah. Okay, cool. One thing that I kind of dislike is this value that I'm getting from the previous link, right? I think this is only necessary really in certain conditions, right? So I don't think it's necessarily validly put here, right? I don't think that's correct. I think we want to give me 1 second. Set is link. How am I doing some of these things now? Okay, so I guess over here we can say, hey, set, so form dot set, right? A link, and then here I can say, hey, well, if this fella exists, use that fella. Otherwise, because I don't know what this href returns if it fails, right? So maybe something like that, right, is sufficient, right? Okay, so let's take a look at that. So we do this, right? Link it, beautiful. It's still there, great. Nice, it's not there anymore. So that was the little issue we had. Okay, and then, you know, obviously, like now we kind of see what's happening here. So let's basically turn this into a function. Let's call this one handle, yeah, open link input. I don't know. It's hard. It's hard to name this crap, right? So we'll see. And then over here, right, we want to call that just to clean this up a little bit, right? Okay, beautiful. Unlink. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think it's kind of great. Yeah. Basically, this hook that I wrote is unnecessary, so we can remove that, right? We're not going to use that crap. What if we do a little bit of styling here? What if I say text rows 500, border rows 500. Oh shit, that's wrong. That's wrong place. That's wrong place, right? I don't know if I want this. I just want to see. Ortonado, man, thank you so much for coming, dude. Seriously, I hope whatever you've been up to, man, it's been great. It's always good to see some of you guys that I had the best discussions with. So even though you're not very often here anymore, I appreciate that you came, man. So thank you, man. I also haven't been that active either, you know. So, but always good to see the awesome fellas that we had great discussions with. Well, technically, Sako never really worked at Dream Data. He came for an interview. He came for an interview at Dream Data. Like, I obviously, yeah. But he didn't, we couldn't find, but we hang out. If you're referring to Sako, yeah, we're real life friends. We often, you know, a couple of, maybe 2-3 weeks ago, he was here at my place with his wife as well. His wife is pregnant now, so... HPN, thank you, man, for writing something as well. It's going really well, dude. It's going really well. I mean, I open sourced a lot of stuff, and yeah, just writing these libraries in TypeScript now just for the sake of some stuff. Yeah, Sako didn't work, but yeah, he's a friend now, a real life friend for sure. Yeah, that's more or less it. Yeah. And yeah, programmer network, I mean, yeah, what? Okay, how did we get into this state? Wait a minute. Shit, man. We just got in a bad state, but I don't know how. Wait a minute. So what did we do? Huh? Alright, maybe I just saved or something, and then something went crazy. Let's see. What if I do this? Okay. It would be nice to generate unit tests for this as well, right? Because pretty much everything so far is almost has 100% coverage. But I mean, yeah, it's going to be a little bit painful testing this stuff, right? Because we don't want to test TipTap. We really want to test our own custom stuff, right? Nice, man. Congrats. That's a big thing, dude. And congrats to your wife as well, man. That sounds... Yeah, man. It's, of course, age doesn't matter, man. Age is irrelevant, you know. Einstein and a lot of these guys, a lot of these scientists that we know names of, a lot of them peaked at a very late age as well. So it's, fuck age, man. Age is just an abstract number that means nothing, right? Some time ago, I asked how to get better CSS, and thanks for your guidance. I managed to build a mental model in this production. My pleasure, man. My pleasure. I think if you want to build web pages, CSS is the essence of it, right? no matter your JavaScript skills, your programming skills in general, if you can't make things look good, feel good, if you can't make good user experience, all of that goes to shit, right? So it's good to, all of that time investment all of the time you invested into CSS, it's gonna pay you back, you know, with interest, right? It's gonna be great. Okay, so this is now good, right? This is now good. Oops. So can we say that this is done? That's hard to say, right? It's hard to say if we can say that, right? Because it does feel that it works. There's this transparency in these buttons that we should probably, yeah, let me kind of change that, because these are the default, these are our core library, right? So I don't want to be messing up with that. So what we can do, I guess, I suppose I could be able to say here, right? BG base, what was it? BG primary background color, right? So now essentially you can see there's a little background behind it, which maybe makes it, let's say here P2, just for fun, and let's say shadow LG, right? Do we really need that is the question. Well, we'll see in a moment. I usually do backend, but me able to build. Of course, man, I mean, I think people underestimate the importance, the power of people who can build full-fledged apps with a server, and right? Because you never know, man. You might peak out one day in your life and just build something that people want to pay for, right? You never know. So it's incredibly powerful if you put yourself in a place where you can actually do that, right? It's truly great, because you feel it's almost like you buy freedom for yourself. Now you can just, your imagination is really the only limitation, right? Or, I mean, it isn't, but you get what I mean. So it's just things become, you can build whatever you want, right? You just need to, yeah. And that's great, man. That's super powerful, super powerful. All right, so this is great. I think this is good enough almost. Obviously, we are not doing any complex calculations like, hey, the zoom has changed, so hey, get bounding, hey, bounding box, hey, box model, right? Let's now recalculate everything. So of course, if you zoom this in, right, the position is going to get messed up, right? Do we care about these incredible edge cases? Absolutely not, right? Because I'm not going to recalculate now this relative to the whole view box and all of that shit, right? That's writing these equations now for that sake, it would be just completely useless, right? So what matters now is that, yeah. Okay, so I mean that's great. I think. Do you think web application, web startup is more likely to succeed in the mobile app, or it all depends on the marketing, the concept of idea? Yeah, I don't think there are rules like that. Like some applications really only make sense to be mobile applications, and some applications make zero sense to be mobile applications. So, for example, Dream Data, the company where I work, we don't even have mobile app, nor we support mobile experience anywhere, because what we do is dashboards, statistics, analytics. It's impossible almost to put these things on a small device. We have a bunch of reports, dashboards, a lot of this stuff that, and then you have products which are quite contrary to that. You have products that are hard to make, right? Right. So I don't think that I don't think there's a rule there, right? Yeah, I'm sure that these chat apps, Instagram apps, like actually, we were very close to release this app on Android store as well. So I mean, we're gonna do that very soon when I stabilize all of these things. We also gonna push, progressive web app PVA, right, to program network PVA. We're gonna pack it using a Bumble, whatever it was called, Bumble something, right? So I think having a mobile app in today's market with younger population and stuff, right, I think is incredibly useful, because a lot of kids, a lot of younger individuals, they spend a lot of time on their phones, right? A lot of time on their phones, right? And Ortonado is 100% correct. I mean, of course, build using wrapping your progressive web app into a mobile app is far less superior to native experiences, right? Because you don't really have the low level access to things, right, and etc., right? I speak a little Danish, yeah. So it really depends what you're building, right? I mean, for me, progressive web app for programmer network is going to be more than sufficient because, yeah, I literally want the same mobile experience we have now, right, in there, right? But of course, for me, it's the matter of resources and time and competence, right? I don't build a Kotlin or Objective-C or, I mean, I'm not in that environment, right? So I wouldn't have the time to do that, right? I think that mobile usage, especially amongst younger population, is incredibly large, and I think mobile apps are very important as well. I mean, for example, I know that none of you do this ever, but for example, what I do is I check Programmer Network on my phone every day. Whenever I have 1 or 2 minutes, because it's my platform, nobody's using it. I get that, but it's very convenient when you are kind of when you have some time, when you look at the Programmer Network on your phone, right, it's quite convenient to just scroll on this feed, right? You just go ahead and it's like, okay, let me see what's happening, right? So yeah, man, Sentry is the first thing I look at. As a tech lead, my responsibility is to keep track of these bugs. And Sentry is also my go-to thing every morning, just going there and trying to decipher what is a bug, what isn't a bug, what is a fart from some internal, library, whatever. So what do you use for file uploading? I do not use anything for file uploading. I just upload images to Cloudflare images. So I don't use any services other than I use this as a, think of it as an object store, right? I use this as a image server, right? But I just use Axios, right? And just HTTP to actually upload the image, right? Just stream the image there, right? But this is what Programmer Network uses, right? At work, we use we're a GCP partner, so we use cloud storage and etc. etc. All right, so this is cool. So I'm going to actually just commit this to master. I didn't deploy these changes yet. I think it's time that we deploy them soon. I'm actually very, 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 very happy with the outcome of this work that we've done. I guess unlink is going to go away. Horizontal rule, format, eraser, YouTube. Yeah, wow, this is bad that we didn't implement this shit. File uploading is probably... can you be a little bit more specific, Mohammed? What exactly did you find it to be hard? And then maybe I can give you some tips. I think I can show you my logic for uploading things, right? I think I've done quite an awesome work in there. Then maybe you can decipher some and maybe get some inspiration from how I did it in this project. I cannot do to NDA share other projects, of course, but like for example, when you try to upload avatar to any social media website, your image will be hosted to a cloud website and from image to a link stored to a database. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what do you mean by that. When you try to upload your avatar to any social media website, your image will be hosted to a cloud website and from image. I see what you mean. So you mean they're gonna store okay, I understand what you mean. Yes. Well, that really depends. That really depends how that specific platform that you're referring to really handles these uploads, right? So you most definitely don't want to store an image in Postgres, right? I mean, can you do that? Well, of course you can. But should you do that? Or right? Well, you probably shouldn't, right? But this really relates now to a lot of other subjects that come with it. Permissions and security and access control lists and all of that other crap. So it really boils down to... so it really depends what it is. But actually, no, fuck this. Let me just... I'm getting led astray with this. Okay, wait, let me just push this first. Okay, so before we kind of continue with other things, so link seems to be fine. Now you guys, when I deploy this new version of, you guys can try it and then help me debug it, see if it's good, if it needs improvements. Fuck, let's run the tests, because I don't know if we need to update some all right, so all tests are passing. Okay, well, yeah, because I was just worried that we changed the input thing, so the label is now optional. Okay, so this is great. So yeah, implement a link and tip tap, right? Something like that. You can save a blob for sure. The main question is, should you, right? So the question isn't, the main question is why, right? Unless you, I mean, if you don't have any file hosting service or image specialized service, then you can store a blob, yes, for sure. And then you need to convert that blob into a URL, right? That exactly, pretty much what just Artunato said, right? Okay, beautiful. So if we go back here, cool. Right, default, right? Yeah. And actually, you know what? Because I'm really trying my best. I want this Yale library to be amazing, right? Let's just create a story for that little input, right? But also your huge website, is it resource demanding hosting the files? I mean, the thing is, right, it's certainly way more demanding than you know, like storing an object or key value pair of any sort, right? So, but everything else becomes very relative, right? So if can you start like that and switch to something else later? Sure you can, right? It's just the question is, you should really use services which are specialized for these things, right? So it's more about, yeah, maybe starting properly than is it the bottleneck right now? Because it's not, right? You can store these blobs into any database and, you know, but it's... No, play one game. I don't know, not at all. I mean, I'm still, the reason why I'm doing the CL thing is still programmer network. If somebody uses some of this knowledge that I put into these libraries, well, super great, I'm gonna be happy. But is somebody gonna use this? I don't honestly care much, right? Like, to be honest, actually, I don't care at all, because I'm doing this for the project itself, and I will 100% use these components. YAML is the best. XML is the best, right? XML is the best. I just need a story, because that's what let's face it, everybody adores XML, right? XML is the best, right? Such an easy format to work with. Come on, GitHub Copilot, be a friend. Assume what props are necessary. Ah, asshole. I would write my pipelines. Oh man. Actually, it's a little bit weird that the ref is mandatory, right? That we probably didn't do intentionally, did we? But if we do change this now, right, then we need to obviously is something gonna complain here? All right, beautiful. Property value is missing. Okay, it's value string, right? Cool. Okay, that's great. Rich text editing, tip tap, link input. I just want to make sure we have this as part of this, just so we can view it, right? Just so we can, okay. And let's actually say hi world, even though that's not a valid value, right? All right, I mean, it's fine, right? I don't want to be a freak, even though I am. It's just, yeah, I really need to stay disciplined in the context of this library because, yeah, I really want it to be stable for a long time, right? So, okay, cool. So I'll just push this, yeah. A link input story. Stories. No, I mean, the thing is, right? The thing is, Numinix, I'm now in a process of just, yeah, just as you know, like cleaning up a lot of stuff, writing tests and stuff. So I just need it to be like super stable. So all the new upcoming features that I want to build, they're gonna be built, you know, using all of this stuff, right? So it's shit, you know. So what a useless commit messages, but. Is learning TypeScript necessary? Not really, but should you learn it? Yes. And there is very little to learn, right? You can learn TypeScript in 20 minutes. Is it necessary if you ask me? No. Is it necessary if you ask the community and companies? Yes. Ah, shit. But yeah, there isn't much to learn, right? I mean, you're gonna use mostly primitive types and maybe generic sometimes and stuff, right? Just use JSDoc. JSDoc is great. I don't think that JSDoc necessarily replaces a type system, right? I think I would think rather that it enhances it even more. But I think that, for example, maybe 7 or 8 years ago, there was this thing called Flow.js. And this is the thing I was excited about. Unfortunately, I don't think that this succeeded. This was built by Facebook. And to be very frank with you, I wish that this was the thing and not TypeScript, right? Because TypeScript, JavaScript community doesn't really need TypeScript. JavaScript community needs basic types, right? We don't need a new language. Like TypeScript is really a superset. It introduces features of languages like C# that nobody asked for, right? So this is just my opinion. Please, opinions are like assholes. Everybody has one. So I actually really wish that in one of the next ECMAScript versions we actually get some native typing in JavaScript. At least I don't have the solution, right? But it would be great that if we can get some Yeah, but this was good. I remember when this came out, I liked this a lot. I liked this better than TypeScript because good source to learn React, official documentation. You go to reactjs documentation here, and then you go to Redux RTK, and then you learn Redux there, right? That's it. These are two best resources to learn these technologies. The best. I'm writing a chatbot that counts how many times assholes was said. You're gonna get a... You can write an infinite loop there already. I think what I've noticed with a lot of developers, with newer developers, right? A lot of developers here in this chat past year as I was streaming, is that a lot of people have actually got really lazy into reading documentation. It's really a little, I wouldn't call it a paradox because it isn't, but it's incredibly strange. I mean, your job is literally to read code most of the time, right? And then people are more prone to paying to some video courses, and you know, it kind of makes no sense because most of these courses that you pay for, the author has read the documentation and then recorded these videos on top of it, right? So just read the fucking docs, man. If you want to learn anything, you want to learn fucking Clojure, right? Go to clojure.org, right, and get started, right, and read it, right? You want to learn Go, well, go to Go Playground. You know, it's so simple, right? C++ reference is, you're right. I have the standard template library book here. That maybe is an exception. Yeah, for sure. But whenever you are asking where should I start with the official documentation. C++, literally, I mean, okay, there's some resources out there, but you don't need a video, right? Just go to official docs. Like, I remember, fuck man, I used to be a member of this website. Dude, this thing still exists? Are you fucking kidding me, man? Dude, what was my, shit, man, I used to have an account here. Man. Dude, I was not even born when I was hanging out on these forums. Dude, what the fuck was my email? No, man, like, what was my email, dude? Dude, I got chills, literally. I remember as a kid spending... Oh my fucking god. No, dude, this website was ahead of time, I tell you. This guy who built this... Listen, this website was actually built by a single guy. And I think he spent like 20 years on this thing, right? Here it is, guys. Here it is, you remember? Dude, I literally have an email. My old email is clab@outlook.com. This is my email. Look at my email. Why? Because this guy back then inspired me. So I made a fucking email back then, clab@outlook.com. So maybe that's what I used there. Man. One older fella made this website, but dude, he was so smart, man. Like, I remember as a kid how impressed I was by this person, because he literally wrote all of this crap himself. Literally, I swear to God. The guy was just ahead of time. What was his name, man? There was his name all over this website back then. Let me see. There was like his name was all over the place. Shit, man. Articles, maybe. I don't remember, man. This was like so long ago. Dude, why did he remove his picture, man? Why did he stop advertising himself? No, I mean, he had pictures, man, all over the place. He removed it. Here, no, this is like, yeah, maybe the archives. Let's take a look at that. But I swear to God that he removed the pictures. He used to have a picture of himself there. I remember like it was yesterday. Dude. I remember, man, using code blocks. You guys remember code blocks, right? Dude, I spent billions of hours writing code in this crap, man. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm literally just gonna download this crap just so I can see it. I am literally gonna download this crap, man, just so I can open it once again in my life. Right now. Dude. Okay, this is too fancy now. Like, they added animations and shit like that, right? Is it still maintained? It's still maintained, my dude. It's still maintained. I remember back then I wrote, wait. Where are these videos, man? I remember I wrote Qt. Here it is. Here it is. Shit, man. Where is it? Is it here? This is me, like, when I was working as a... Look at me. I think you guys saw this, but fuck that. Wait. Never mind, never mind, never mind. I'm just getting... I'm getting too excited. Let's take a look at this. Where is it? Where is my code blocks, man? Where is my code blocks? It opened on a different screen. Yeah, I have no compiler set on this computer. Fuck the compiler, right? It doesn't matter, man. All good. Just open yourself up. Here it is. Here it is, my friends. Look at it. Man. Look at this. I mean, I can't even compile the code because I didn't have set the GCC or anything like that, right? Dude, this was the shit. Fuck Eclipse, man. When I hear Eclipse, I wanna jump out of the window immediately. Eclipse was the slowest fucking thing ever written, at least back then. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, that thing was like shit, man. I hated that crap so much, man. Yeah, I used Visual Studio as well. Visual Studio, not Visual Studio Code. Eclipse was like the worst fucking thing ever. I remember you open Eclipse and you go for vacation, and when you're back, it opens, you know. You come back from a 10-day vacation and it's still indexing files, right? But this was the shit. And also there was, I know that you guys remember, there was dev C++. There was this guy as well. And I was kind of switching between the two. I think I first used this fella because this is older, and then I switched to code blocks. This fella was also super cool. You remember this? Oh man, shit, I remember. Fuck, man. I had a shitty old laptop. Look at these beautiful icons. Look at this. So beautiful, man. So beautiful. Look at this. Ah, man. Only basic I wrote was Visual Basic 6. No, actually, I'm lying. I wrote something before that. I just don't remember. But I remember writing some crap in this, and I know it was terrible. I hated it. I literally hated the generated code. Yeah, Notepad++, right? Notepad, this thing, man. I remember, man, when I opened my first HTML file in Notepad++, and it had code highlighting. And I was like, oh my god, man. What is this magic, man? It has code highlighting. It was so beautiful, man. Yeah, right? Ah, here it is, here it is. Well, this is XML, but whatever. Yeah, man, and now you open this fucking thing, it has a background, it has errors, it has this, like, you say, like, you know, be right back, write my code while I'm not here, right? And you come back and your code is written for you, right? It all just, you know, you press a tab and it like does this crap, right? It's like amazing, right? It's like, hey man, I'm not in a mood, can you write it for me? And you know, it's like AFK, and it's like, no worries, Alex, I'll do it, right? And then you're like, sure, and then import, right? Import this, right? Let's go, let's keep pressing the tab, right? All right, yeah, look at this. Oh my god, man. All right, never mind, I'm sorry. Just it's just, what a difference, man. What a difference. You just like, yeah. No, it's amazing. Okay, let me just do one thing. Yeah, we're gonna replace ourselves. I can't remember. I can't wait in 10 years from now, all of the developers looking back, being jobless and thinking, how the fuck did we remove ourselves from our own jobs? Like, you know, you're gonna be sitting somewhere in trying to find food in a dumpster, right? You're gonna see that piece of bread, you know, you're gonna be so happy, like, ooh, bread, right? And then you're gonna be standing there by the dumpster thinking, why, right? We had the best jobs ever in history of the world. We literally sat whole day by the computer pressing keys, and we removed ourselves from there. And then you're gonna continue eating that bread, right? Like, ugh. Exactly. There's gonna be these people, they're gonna go to a museum of stupid people, the museum of idiots, and there's gonna be programmers all over the place, just pictures of us. Look at, hey son, look at these idiots. They literally killed their own jobs. It's gonna be great. Can't wait for that. Lovely. Beautiful jobs, man. Beautiful. Like, so beautiful, man. I have to say, like, we're so privileged, man. Dude, every day I go to work on my bike like a little asshole with my shitty fucking backpack and a 3,000 euros laptop in it. And I'm like, you know, man, I'm going to work to sit on a chair, right? How great is that, dude? How great is that, right? Yeah, and this guy like wakes up and he's like, let me scratch my balls, alright? Oh, okay. Import, use effect, you know. Alright, let me order my food from bed. Pizza, please, thanks, bye, you know. How great is that, right? Oh my god, dude. Beautiful. We're such fucking idiots. Let me just push this tag. Bear with me. I don't know if it's 88. I must have missed it. No, of course that I'm just playing a little bit, right? Of course, we are very far from any of this, right? I mean, we're so far from all of this that I just said. But, you know, at one point in time, it will happen, right? It's just we are very, very, very far from that, right? No, I think more than 10 years. I think more than 10 years, yeah. Let me tell you one thing, right? I support customers almost every day at my work, right? I have customer calls, I solve their problems. If you would see the websites that billion-dollar companies are running on, you would be shocked. You would be literally like, man, how does this business even exist, right? So don't underestimate how in a terrible state of code bases across the world, right? Like, you would be absolutely shocked, right? I support clients with a revenue of hundreds of millions of euros, and some of their websites are are barely functional, right? Barely. I mean, okay, so one thing that I can already see, right, is oversaturation of the market of products, right? So programmers are going to be always relevant. But what I can see, right, is that there's so many products today built that we're going to get at one point to a place where finding something to build, like think about it this way, right now, right? Let's say 75-80% of startups fail, right? That number is going to keep increasing, right? Are you sure about that? We're using Amazon products. I mean, that's also true. I think you have a point, right? I agree with that, yeah. Why don't these rich companies' clients improve their sites? Too hard to do. There are various reasons, right? First and foremost, it's not worth it. It's why fix something that works, right? Second, you would need a team, you would need a plan, improve what, right? I mean, all of them know that their websites suck, right? But that's not a plan. You cannot say our product sucks, right? You have to identify, right? Yeah, and a million is not even, yeah, millions for sure, yeah. Because again, I cannot show you some of these websites because of that would not be professional, right? But I support these guys sometimes, and it's, yeah. All right, guys, I need to go to sleep. I need to go to bed. My wife cannot sleep because of me. I just heard her knocking the wall. I'm annoying the living shit out of her, so I'll need to leave you. I'm sorry. But seeing so many people, I mean, old people here, thank you so much, Artenato and all of you guys. Thank you for coming. I appreciate that very much. Let's see each other tomorrow if you guys are around. Please come by and yeah, let's have some fun. Yeah, I really wish I can stream more, but and Zino, welcome to the stream as well. Good to have you, man. I would stream more, but I don't want to annoy her. She has some work to do tomorrow, so yeah, that's what it is. That's how it is. Priorities, I guess. Well, guys, I wish you all the best. Thank you very much. Carlo, thank you very much as well. Rebecca, everybody, I love you guys. Thank you for being here with me, and I'll catch you guys up tomorrow. Good night, everybody. Peace out.